Hello, good morning and welcome to all of you. I am Rajesh Kumar Singhal and I am here to present a new lecture on the phosphorus. So friend, this is a topic of mineral nutrition, and earlier we have discussed about the some basic concepts of the mineral nutrition, where we discuss also about the macro and the micronutrients. Okay. So macronutrients are the nutrients which required in the more than 100 ppm concentration, and micronutrients have less than 100 ppm of concentration. However, these both element or nutrients are equally important for the plant growth and the development. Okay. We also discussed in last lectures regarding the transport pathway of the mineral nutrition, where we discussed that there are two types of pathway. One is a short distance transport pathway, second is the long distance transport pathway. So in the short distance pathway, nutrients move from the soil solution to the xylem through the root, whereas in case of long distance transport, the nutrients move from the xylem to the aerial part of the plant. Okay. Also, we have discussed about the nitrogen biology. So in this lecture, we will discuss about the functions of the phosphorus and the deficiency symptoms of the phosphorus. Okay. So let's start today's discussion with the phosphorus. Okay. The first point is that this phosphorus is derived from the rock phosphate. Okay. So rock phosphate are the parent material. Okay. Or this is the natural source of the phosphate in the soil or the plant. Okay. And in plant it is available in the form of H2PO4 or HPO4 minus 2. Okay. So these two form are available for the in the form of phosphorus. Okay. So in the soil, this phosphorus present in very high concentration, generally 400 to 1200 milligram per kilogram, but only 0.1% of this available in the form of PI, that is known as inorganic or available phosphate for the plant. Okay, inorganic phosphate. Okay. Why the concentration is very less? Because first, this is less soluble, the solubility is less. The second reason is that it has slow diffusion. Okay. And third is that it has high soil reactivity. Okay. Means this phosphorus complex with the aluminum phosphate, calcium phosphate, magnesium phosphate or iron phosphate. Okay. So these form are not available for the plant growth and development. Okay. That's why the phosphorus deficiency is a major problem in Indian soil. Okay. So we need additional artificial or chemical fertilizers. Okay. Like DAP, SSP. Okay. So these are the fertilizers which are added to supply the phosphorus. Okay. The second point is that this phosphorus is the structural element of DNA and RNA. Means it forms the sugar phosphate backbone of the DNA and the RNA. Okay. Third point is that phosphate is responsible for the strongly acidic nature of the nucleic acid, because there is a negative ions and it attracts the positive ions. Okay. Fourth point is that this phosphate is also work as a component of biomembrane in the form of phospholipids, glycolipids. Okay. So this phosphate is work as a structural element of DNA RNA. Also, it is also component of the biomembranes, and also this is also very important functions that this phosphate is work in a energy transfer. Okay, in the form of ATP. Okay, adenosine triphosphate, and energy rich pyrophosphate bond, which yield approximately 30 kilojoule per mole of ATP released. Okay, so this phosphorus or phosphate work as a energy source for the plant growth and development. Means आपके प्लांट को जितनी भी एनर्जी चाहिए, चाहे आपके कोई भी फंक्शंस हो या फिर कोई भी ऑर्गन डेवलपमेंट हो या मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेस हो, तो दे जनरेट एनर्जी फ्रॉम द इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एटीपी. Okay, breakdown of the ATP. Okay, so ATP is the principal energy rich phosphate required for the even starch synthesis. Okay, so these are the some functions of the phosphate. And next function is the regulatory phosphorylation. So friends, you know that there is a phosphorylation and the rephosphorylation or dephosphorylation. So these are the reactions, means there is a addition of the phosphate or removal of phosphate, which activates or the inactivates the enzymes, mostly protein kinases. Okay, तो ये क्या है आपका, ये प्रोटीन काइनेज जो एंजाइम है उसको रेगुलेट करता है एक्टिवेशन और इनएक्टिवेशन. व्हेन दे नीडेड इट एडेड द फॉस्फो, देयर इज ए फॉस्फोराइलेशन प्रोसेस, और अगर इनएक्टिव होना है तो वहां पर डिफॉस्फोराइलेशन प्रोसेस. ओके, नेक्स्ट द कंपार्टमेंटेशन ऑफ द inorganic phosphate is essential for the regulation of metabolic pathway in the cytosol and the chloroplast. So next point is that there is a compartment of the balance of this inorganic phosphate is crucial for the regulation of several metabolic pathways. And कहाँ पर होता है इसका compartmentation? Between the cytosol and the chloroplast. It regulates the several metabolic processes. Okay, next point, in the vacuolated cells of higher plants, the vacuoles act as a storage pools. Okay, तो कहां पर, जहां पर जब मैच्योर सेल होती है, in the mature cell there is a more vacuolated cells. Okay, so vacuole act as a storage pools or a non-metabolic pool of the phosphorus. Okay, means this phosphorus is not available for the metabolic reactions. However, at adequate phosphorus supply, 85 to 95% of total phosphorus of the cell is located in the vacuole as a inorganic phosphate. तो जब adequate supply होती है, means there is a ample supply of the phosphorus, then most of the phosphorus are stored in the form of inorganic phosphate in the vacuoles. Okay, and this is non-metabolic, means not available for the metabolic reactions. Okay, next point, in the leaves, photosynthesis and carbon partitioning in the light and the dark cycle are strongly affected by the this Pi concentration in the stroma of the chloroplast and the compartmentation between the chloroplast and cytosol. So already discussed this point that there is a regulation of metabolic pathway depend upon the compartmentation of this inorganic phosphate in the cytosol and the chloroplast. Okay, so it regulated the photosynthesis and carbon poisoning metabolic reactions in the light and dark side. Okay, next, this pi is the major storage form of the phosphorus in highly vacuolated tissue. A plant may also store phosphorus in two other major forms, that is phytate and the inorganic polyphosphate. Okay, that is phytate. तो आपके इनऑर्निक फॉस्फेट के अलावा कौन कौन सी फॉर्म है? फाइटेट एंड द इनऑर्निक polyphosphate. Okay, then so these are the two other form of the phosphate. Okay, next, in cereals and legumes, phytates are deposited in the electron dense globoid crystals inside membrane bound intercellular protein bodies. Okay, तो ये क्या हो जाते हैं? डिपोजिट हो जाते हैं. And phytate are presumably involved in the regulation of starch synthesis during the grain filling or the tuber growth, as the synthesis of phytate result in the decreased pi concentration in the grains. Okay, sometimes like there is a starch synthesis during the grain filling and the tuber growth in the potato. This phytate regulate the starch synthesis. Okay, तो ओनली दो केस है यहाँ पे, एक तो ग्रेन फिलिंग के टाइम पे, ग्रेन फिलिंग एंड द ट्यूबर फॉर्मेशन. सो एट दिस टू कंडीशंस दिस phytate involved in the starch synthesis. Next, the function of phytate is to provide the germinating seedling with a source of phosphorus for the synthesis of membrane lipid and nucleic acid. So in initial stage when root system are not so developed, at this stage the stored phytate provide the phosphorus for the synthesis of membrane lipids and the nucleic acid in the developing seedlings. Okay, next point is the inositol 1,4,5 triphosphate serve as a, this is inorganic polyphosphate which serve as a secondary messenger regulating the calcium channels in the membrane of plant cells. Okay, तो फ्रेंड यहाँ पर क्या हुआ है? एक तो आपके फर्स्ट जो मेजर फॉर्म है वो आपकी इनऑर्निक फॉस्फेट है, दैट रेगुलेट द सेवरल प्रोसेस इन द photosynthesis and activation reactivation of the enzymes and the several metabolic processes. But there are two other forms, that is organic forms, that is phytate and inorganic polyphosphate. They also provide some roles during the grain filling, tuber growth, and also some this inositol inorganic polyphosphate, that is inositol 1,4,5 triphosphate work as a secondary messenger in the plant. So these are the important functions of the phosphorus. Now we come to the phosphorus star ratio. Means अगर phosphorus की कमी है, there is a deficiency of phosphorus, then what are the important symptoms on the plant growth and development? So first is there is a decrease in the leaf expansion and the number of leaves. Second, there is a decrease in the cell division, because you know that phosphorus is the component of DNA and the RNA. So there will be restriction of cell division. Third, there is a decrease in the root hydraulic conductivity due to decrease in the aquaporins activity. If there is a less aquaporins activity, then there will be a less turgidity, or there is a decrease in the water potential, which also cause the decrease in the leaf expansion. Okay. Next, chlorophyll increases and produce the dark green color. Okay, so this is also one of the symptoms of phosphorus deficiency. Next, compared with the shoot growth, root growth is less inhibited, means shoot growth is more affected under the phosphorus deficiency. So it decrease the shoot root ratio. Okay. Also, there is partitioning of the carbohydrates toward the roots. So if more partitioning there will be toward the root, there is an increase in the root but decrease in the shoot growth. Okay. Then leaves are dirty, dark green and slowly turn brown and pink color. Purple petioles, narrow leaves, reduced tillering, that is also one of the important trait for the grain yield. Sterile spikelets and the decreased grain weight or the test weight. So these are the important effect of the phosphorus deficiency. Then under phosphorus starvation, the elongation rate of the root cells and the root may be enhanced because there will be a more partitioning towards the root. In certain plant, phosphorus deficiency induce formation of root clusters. Okay, formation of root clusters. Next, flower initiation is delayed. The number of flower is also decreased and seed formation is also restricted. Next, premature senescence of the leaves is another factor limiting the seed yield in the phosphorus deficient plant. So these are the important symptoms of the phosphorus deficiency. Then next, how we can improve the phosphorus uptake strategy. So we can increase the phosphorus uptake by the association of mycorrhiza, okay, chelates with the organic acids such as citric acids, okay, activity of phosphatase enzymes and the activation of high affinity transporters such as PHT 1 to 4 APT1. So these are the transporters for the phosphate uptake. Also, what are the forms are present of phosphorus in the plants? That is phospholipids in the cell membrane, high energy phosphate in the form of ATP, NADP, okay, NADPH, then nucleic acid, that is sugar phosphate, and the phytine. Okay, so these are the form of phosphorus which are present in the plant. So this is about the phosphorus. I hope you understand today's lecture. Thank you very much.